today I'm going to talk about you today, Tim, and the fact that your birth sign, your astrological birth sign is a Sagittarius.
Today we have a very interesting episode. It's a little bit outside, well, maybe a bit outside, depending on your perspective of what we normally cover, but that's what I think is going to be so fun about this. We're going to be diving into the unknown or misunderstood, if you will. Today I'm getting an astrological reading from Frankie Storey from One Earth, One Heart. And it's all based on my astrological sign, when I was born, on what day, and the time. So this is really wild. I can't wait for you to give me your feedback on this. We could do more episodes like this if you want, but I hope you enjoy. Welcome to the Entrepreneur's Hierarchy of Needs podcast. My name is Tim Palladino, and this is the show for entrepreneurs who want a higher value life and business. Hey, Frankie, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you doing?
I am doing great today.
That is good. That is good. We are going to go on a little adventure today, right?
Yes.
Why don't you tell the audience what's happening today in better words?
Well, today I'm going to talk about you today, Tim, and the fact that your birth sign, your astrological birth sign is a Sagittarius.
Yeah.
And we're just going to talk about how that can help you with harmony in not only your business life, but all areas of your life, and how it can be kind of fun to think about that.
Yeah, that's exciting stuff. The more you know, right?
Yes, yes.
All right.
So do you want me to start into that, or do you want to ask some questions?
Yeah, that would be beautiful. First? No, that would be beautiful.
Oh.
Yeah, let's jump right in.
Oh, okay. Well, you are a Sagittarius, and what is your exact birth date, the day?
November 28th.
Okay. So if you went and had an astrologist do your reading, it would be different than what I do. I like to use the animals and nature. Okay. And kind of just things that you connect with every day that helps you think about yourself. So one of your animals that would best describe you is the elk. And elk are great communicators. So if you think about a herd of elk, they don't usually travel by themselves. They're very much people-oriented or family-oriented, and they're great communicators and humanitarians. So being a Sagittarius, or the qualities of an elk, you care about people, where they're going, how they're going to accomplish their goals, and you want to assist them with the best way that they can. So an elk out in nature, sometimes they travel in herds of anywhere from, 2 or 3 to 200 or 300. And there's usually a leader, and it's usually a female, the cow in this case, although the bull elk also are up there at the head of the herd. And they quietly communicate, and they move for miles, or sometimes they have to, kind of escape someone hunting them. And so they communicate, but it's about the journey to them, about getting safely from one area to the other, and trying to help as many of their kind or in their herd to get to that goal. So what that means is they're true friends through everything. And again, they love to assist others. Now the elk, again, it's more about each step of the journey. So I'm going to ask you this question. Sure. Let's say you were going to go on vacation, and you're going to maybe say you're going to go to Disneyland or something from where you live. A lot of people want to get there as quickly as they can, and then, have fun and come back home. To a Sagittarius, particularly if you drove there rather than in an airplane, you would want to take each day and stop and see and feel into each town or area as you went. So it's the journey to get to your destination each day is just as important as, where you're going to finally arrive at.
Yeah.
Would that kind of describe you?
Oh, certainly. Yeah. When I drove from from LA to move to Austin, that's exactly how it went down. We went to every stop we possibly could. That sounded interesting.
Yes, yes. And a lot of people, and the other signs, and no criticism to anyone, they want to get to that destination quickly. And because that's just their nature. And they're not as interested in all of the little side roads or side trips. So I feel that makes you very good at your current job, or I don't know what all you do currently, but this position of assisting people to have podcasts and let people know what they do and, get them out there. I think that very much fits you because, again, you care. Now, I know you're family oriented, but that doesn't mean that you have to have your own family or have a large family. Your family could be, the world of business, your associates in that. Your family can be your actual family of mom, dad, siblings, your significant other person, but family to you is not only your personal inner family, but it's kind of the family on earth of people and how to assist them. Yeah. So you have the vision. If you go back to the elk, they can see, smell, hear for miles. And they care, again, about the whole big picture of what is going on. So that's one fun suggestion for you. You also are pretty good at seeing through phoniness. So, kind of cut the crap and let's get to the other. You can kind of see when someone's not really maybe leveling with you, and you can help others. Now, this type of this astrology, anybody would tell you too, is it's real important that you have balance or harmony in your body, mind, spirit. Okay, so you're not only a physical person, you got to take care of your body and walk and exercise, keep your mind sharp, study, learn. But it's also important that what you're doing is in alignment with your spiritual beliefs. And spiritual doesn't have to necessarily be religious. It can be. That's great too, but spiritual is more a harmony kind of with not only humans, but again, with nature. And so that's important for all people, to try to have a balance, take good care of themselves, work, but also in your free time, to be able to do some things that would make you feel good and keep you completely balanced. So some ideas for you, kind of go back again with the elk, and that would be things like walking and hiking, perhaps camping. Those are just suggestions, or something, and also any form of physical exercise. But keep a harmony with that. But they're suggesting that the hiking would be a good balancer for you off of your workload, to kind of help you. Now, your color is some things out in nature that you are is a suggested tree is the black spruce.
Okay.
And the black spruce is a tall tree. Stands tall and kind of sees bigger than a lot of, trees. Your color would be black.
Okay.
Now you can like all colors, and you should, but black is again seeing deeply for the truth. And your stone would be obsidian.
Okay.
And obsidian is a great stone that the Native Americans liked because they could make really sharp arrowhead points or spear
Right.
points. And I mean, they love that stone out of almost any of them. And so if you kind of put that back to the person, what does that mean to the person? The obsidian person has sharp edges, so you can see deeply into situations and get to the point or the truth. So you kind of what you stand for,
Okay.
you stand for, and you like to look deeply. And black, if you look at that in space, there's the big black void. And a lot of people are afraid of that. But being able to float through the center of the void or the blackness eventually brings you into light and illumination always. So,
Gotcha.
you know, it's okay to go through, to have to maybe go research in the darkness or in the murkiness and get through that to kind of, get the whole picture again of what's going on.
Yeah. It seems to be my specialty.
So, yeah, how does that feel so far?
It feels good. Feels good. It feels pretty accurate.
Good. Does it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, now on the other side of the we'll say spectrum or whatever,
Okay.
is some things to watch out with all of this.
Sure.
So you can get
Hold on.
maybe
Are you
too
trying to
many
say I'm not
pathways.
perfect, Frankie?
Yeah. Well, you're probably pretty close to perfect. Okay. Probably pretty close. But
That's funny.
we all have some faults and things we need to work
We're
on.
all
So
human.
you could, yeah. Yeah. So you could overload yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could get too many pathways going or too many things going all at once. And it's not that you can't juggle them or do them. It's just that when you start to feel that, you just have to slow down, back up a little ways, reorganize, maybe sometimes put one of them on the back burner. But you could get, you just need to, when you do that, you just have to slow down, reprioritize, and organize. They're also saying, what I'm getting is don't switch a path too quickly either. So you might say, "Oh, you're doing a couple things really well, and you see something else you really want to do, or you want to get involved in." So you think, okay, am I going to overload myself? Do I really want to do this? And it's not that you can't do something. Again, it's that prioritization.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could have a tendency to do that. So another suggested, I call them animal guide for you, and that you also are, and that oftentimes the Saggies forget to develop this part, would be eagle. And that's a terrific animal to look into its attributes. The eagle flies the highest in the sky of all the birds. And the next highest one is the red-tailed hawk that flies up there. But the eagle, what it does when it gets off balance or too much going on, is it flies way, way up high, gets its wings even, floats in the air. And if you think about that, that eagle can see the entire earth. And could see the organization really of the entire earth. So the suggestion is when you feel, okay, I got a little bit too much going on, or I'm trying to make a big decision about something in my life, or starting or doing something, then you need to just, kind of relax, take a big breath, and really be eagle and fly way up above everything in your life and look at it and how that's going to fit in. How does that feel?
Actually, that is super accurate because I'm a very big picture person in operations, and I like to see the order of things. Not necessarily have order, because I understand that's not always possible, but seeing the systems and procedures and interconnectivity of all that I'm working on.
Yes.
and
Yes.
enjoying. It doesn't even have to be with work.
Yes, exactly. It can be whatever you're doing and in the area of your life. Well, that eagle medicine or attributes is an awesome one because it gets you to slow down and it gets you to kind of see, okay, what's here. Eagles are directional. So if you think of a circle, start, north, south, east, and west, and you're up above that circle, and that can be your life, and it can be, okay, what have I got going here, 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 and there? You can break it into personal, business, fun time, spiritual time. You can break your life kind of out into 4 areas. How are those all now working? Okay, maybe I need to move this here, that, there, reorganize.
Right.
So the suggestion is you're that busy elk person, guiding and journeying and showing and doing, and having a great time with all your associates. But okay, now where are these paths all kind of in harmony, and how is this all working together? Or I feel a little overloaded, or I want to do a check-in on what's going on. That's then when you want to get up above it all and look at the big picture. So there you go. And I like to say that eagle is the closest bird to God because he flies the highest. So you can get some really good advice up there, right? And say a prayer or whatever, connect, with your high spiritual self. And every person is a physical person, an emotional person, and of course, mental brain. We're smart. But don't forget the spiritual. And spiritual can be anything from, some people really pray a lot and go to church and they do that. Other people, they don't really, but they're still spiritual and they still care about everything, and especially the earth and people, and what can I do? So don't, you're that person too. And so sometimes, to find balance with that, all of that, how am I doing in those areas? Again, the floating up and the being with eagle is, a really good idea to do. I wanted to look here. I had made some other little notes here for you. I know you work with a lot of people. Going off the subject of you a little bit, I'm assuming now, I might be wrong with this, so you correct me, but you, I know, do a lot of podcasts and also helping and assisting others with their business, and if not all business, maybe fun things that they're doing, or ideas that they have, and how to create those and develop them.
Yeah, the idea.
Correct?
Yeah. So the idea is to create harmony in life, harmony that I didn't have for a long time, and I help people make sure that their business is growing. I guess the coin term that I have is I help people create a higher value life and business.
Yes, and that's so important because you can get so much, as you know, into just even the part of everybody needs money and they need abundance, of course, and that's part of the idea. But they also have to enjoy and be sharp about what they're doing and feel good about what they're doing. So they not only got to be sharp about their business and their bottom line, but they need to have harmony, again, in all areas and feel good about that. And organizing would be an important part of that. I'm assuming it would be. How they organize that business and how they work that business. So for fun, I was going to not take too much time, but I wanted to kind of go over, each sign quickly.
Oh yeah, please do.
And for anybody listening, they could just have a quickie on who they are and what they. So if we started off in January, your January, which means you're actually. Let me do something here different. if we went from December to the end of December, which usually if you're born between, my dates don't always coincide with every astrologist, but it's kind of close. The end of December to about December 20th to January 21st, we have the Capricorns, and they are, I just love Capricorns because they're very precise and exact. So if you think of the white mountain goat, that's one of the totems for animal guides for January. And those are, if they get up on steep hillsides with big rocks, and so every footstep has to be perfect. So Capricorns are actually quite good at business, but they can be too serious and too precise. And if something isn't just placed perfect, or put perfect, then they can't go forward. So they have to kind of know that they're very smart, very good with math, very exact and precise, but they need to also enjoy the other areas of their life. But a totem for them, or an animal sign for them, is the mountain goat and also the snow goose. And if you think of them up in the sky, they are exact. They have their leader out front, and they're precise in their flight, or they don't successfully make it from one point to the other. Right. That's a little bit of January. Great business people, but they need to work a little bit more on having fun and bringing even the spirituality into their pathway. Then you go to the end, January 21st to February 20th, which is Aquarius people. And they are very fun and very social. And they love to connect to other people and ideas. They're super connectors. And their one of their animal guides is the little river otter. And little otters, while they're very hard to spot and see, it's unusual if you ever get to see one. If you do and you see them with their family or with another otter, they love to play and just flow up and down the streams. And so those people are very good in the social businesses, and very good. They're connectors. So they can kind of do a lot. Sometimes they have to watch, though, getting too much going on, connecting to too many people, getting so much into the fun of the whole thing, that they could use a little Capricorn in there, going back to that January, a little bit of the business help there. Okay, then you go into February 21st to March 20th are the Pisces people. And their animal guide can be cougar. And cougars are great shapeshifters. So if you think of a cougar, they can disappear right before your eyes, or they get up really high, and you can't sneak up on them, really. They get up high on mountains or trees, and they're very quiet. So they look very deeply into matters, and they're very intuitive, and they can quickly change. So they can be very good at what they want to do. A lot of them are very good attorneys, because, again, they can see things quickly and change things quickly, and re-speak the law or the instance and apply it in several different ways. But they're kind of an all-around good person, or good isn't the word, but adaptive to whatever, because everybody's good. But, they can see the whole picture of what's going on. But sometimes they can be a little too flighty, change like water, just flow and change too quickly too. They have to focus on staying grounded on the subject matter. Okay, then we go into March 21st to around April 20th. That's your Aries people. And usually most of them are born in April. The red-tailed hawk is their suggested, and that goes back to eagle. We talked about eagle is up high, can see the picture of everything. Aries people usually can. They're great in whatever they want to do. They're pioneers, they're leaders, they're great motivators. They like to have fun. So they're all around pretty much fearless, and they're pretty fun to have. The only thing with them is sometimes they're not grounded enough, and they have a little bit too much fun. So while they're smart and able to do everything and they can make snap decisions, they truly need to slow down and use that red tail hawk ability to, okay, I've got this all set up and it looks great and I'm going really fast, but now I need to get up there with eagle and hawk and get it arranged and make sure it's the right pathway. Okay, then we go from April into May, which is Taurus people, and that is the beaver, is their totem.
Oh.
Because Taurus people make great scientists, engineers, artists, crafts, write music, but there's a lot of math in there with some of those things I said. So they're very, very exact and quite the perfectionists, most of them, if they're really, into their being a Taurus. And so if you think of a beaver, they build those complicated, huts in the water.
Yeah.
They're they're amazing what they build and do. So those people, and they're very solid, steady people, actually can be very successful at anything they desire. Then we go from May 21st into June, and that's your Geminis.
Okay.
May 21st to June 20th, Gemini, who are deer. And deer are multitaskers. So if you think of deer, you usually see 1 to 3 of them together all the time, at least 2. Very seldom do you see a single deer. Sometimes the bucks, go off by themselves. But they work well with others, are very gentle, but yet they're strong and firm in their beliefs. They're great multitaskers, and they like to oftentimes have careers or jobs that where they are really doing something that they think is worthwhile, but yet it helps all of humanity. So, you kind of get that idea. Okay, June 21st to July 20th is Cancer, and that is the flicker. And in the other sign, it's the crab. A lot of people think that, but it's the flicker. And again, those are engineers and builders, and they're good at science and math. No nonsense workers, but they like to have a lot of fun. So if you think of a flicker, it builds great. It goes and builds its home right in the trees. A lot of people don't like them because they'll tromp away on your house, right? But they like to build, and they like to have families and have fun.
So
August
what's a flicker? I'm not familiar with that term.
Oh, flicker is a woodpecker.
Oh,
a woodpecker.
Okay. I got you.
Yep.
I got you.
Yep. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. I've just never heard that term.
Yeah. It's one of the main types of woodpeckers is a flicker. At least in Washington State it is, where I'm at. but they are builders, and also, again, they're kind of like the Taurus, the beaver. They're good at science and math and building, and also like to build families or organizations. So, in business, they would like to build a company. They're real good at that. Then you have August, July 21st to August 20th are the Leos. And they are very fun people. They have big hearts. They're great family members and team workers. They're very inspirational. They're people that are good at inspirational talks, inspirational type of work, but also they can do just about anything they decide they want to do in life because they're fair, they have big hearts, and they're smart too about it. Now they never like what animal I tell them they are. The animal is the sturgeon, the big fish, the ancient fish. but I tell them that sturgeon is an ancient fish and a holder of history of Earth and all the people, and has great knowledge. The other suggested totem for them, though, is the lion. And the lion, of course, is a magnificent animal and likes family members. Okay, then we can go August 21st to September 20th is the Virgo people. Mm-hmm. And their totem or animal guide is bear. And Virgo people love family more than anything else, big family events. They also like social events, and they're protectors. So for their family, they like to have them all safe and it all organized. You visualize a bear likes to do that. But a bear also likes to go fish and have fun and play. Right. And, so they're they like family people around them, and they're protectors of that. So they're good. They're actually great people that are good at helping charitable organizations.
Oh, okay.
They're good organizers of those types of things, or build something that's really helps kind of humanity too. They really feel good about that, but they can be good business people as well. They're peacemakers and humanitarians. Okay, then we have September 21st to October 20th, and that are your Libra people, and they are the balancers of everything, our harmony people, and that is raven. Beautiful, the raven birds. And these people are often quiet and kind people, but don't underestimate them, because they kind of like law and order and balance, and they'll come forward and do that. And again, raven's black, the color black again. So again, they see through all the phoniness or whatever, and they like to get to the point and the sharp edges and straighten it out. And so they're good, solid people, and have that raven. And then we have from October 21st to November 20th, we have the Scorpios. And of course, they are unusual people. Their suggested animal guide is a snake. Okay. And a lot of them go, oh, I don't want to be snake, Another one is, but I tell them, oh no, snakes, they're great shapeshifters. They rebirth and reshape life instantly, because, they shed their skin, get a new skin. They can hide. You can't see them. I say you've got a lot of good abilities there to see what's really going on. They're very intuitive people, and they see through anything. And sometimes they see too much. They know too much. Right. So the ornery side of Scorpio is they can just kind of be ornery and say, hey, I don't want to do that, because they can be very stubborn. But if they really want to get something done, they can. They're good leaders, and they can forge fearlessly, into whatever area they want.
Right.
And they're very good at looking and seeing through people. So very intuitive people, and they can use that to their ability. And then with that, we come back to November 21st, back to December 20th, which is Sagittarius and the elk. Right. So
that's amazing.
That's just kind of a rundown of, your birthday, when it is, and how you can kind of connect that to the animals and nature, and kind of get a feel into who you are and how that can help you.
That's amazing. So Frankie, how long have you been doing this for? And what got you into it?
Oh my goodness. I've always loved animals and the outdoors. I've probably done this for about 25 years.
Okay.
And what I do is I hold, I basically retired from it now, but I would hold little spiritual journey classes, and I drum and take people kind of on, meditations just to make them feel well. And then I would talk about who they are when their birthday is and give them ideas, do little readings with them. They might come with a particular issue, and then we would kind of, delve into that and use their birth date and kind of the things I told you, along with other, other aids that you can use. And I like to help people just to learn to relax to either drumming or music, any type of, everybody needs to have kind of a wind down time every once in a while, And so that's what I like to do.
Yeah, we need
for
it,
them.
We need it more often than we think.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's amazing. So what actually got you into it? What got you into, and where'd you learn about all this?
I was raised on a ranch, and my dad loved animals. He was an accomplished horseman, but when he would break his horses, he wouldn't just, go through the physical routine of sometimes you have to be kind of rough with them. He got so he knew the horse, and he would connect with the horse and talk to them. He could get the horses to do amazing things, and he always told me to respect animals. And then my grandmother was that way, and so I was interested in that. So I just started going to classes and found teachers in all different spiritual studies, Native American teachers. You can go back to I want to call it the Dalai Lama teachings, Buddhist teachings, Native American, also the Egyptian teachings of the pyramids, history of Jesus, his whole. I've studied all of those over this time period and gone to classes, and have had a couple of teachers that encouraged me just to use my own style and take people on drumming journeys, or go on them for them, and then just help them learn how to relax and connect with nature and their deep inner self, because we all have a deep inner being, our higher self, our spiritual self. So that helps you then with all areas of your life.
Sure.
And helps you. Yeah. So that's kind of has been, besides being a mother and working other, my regular job, I would do this then as my extra thing and have a lot of fun with it and feel good about it.
Of course. You're helping people. What doesn't feel good about that, right?
Yes, exactly.
Excellent. So Frankie, where can people go ahead and reach out to you? What's the best way to reach out to you?
I am, I don't have a website. I used to, but like I said, I'm kind of semi-retired.
Sure.
But if they want to get a hold of me, they can email me. Or
sure.
I'm on, I'm trying to think I'm Frankie Storley at yahoo.com.
Cool. All right. I can put that in the show notes. Me. Yeah.
Yep. They can, and that's probably the best way, just email me.
Okay. Awesome.
And they can find me on Facebook.
Oh, okay, cool. And before we wrap up, is there anything else you want to leave the listeners and viewers with?
Just to try to enjoy your life more. It's, we are in some troubling times now as you can see, and of course, I don't need to get into that, and that's not my place. But remember to ground yourself, be kind to yourself and your family, and get outside and, take a walk and enjoy nature and be grateful for where you're at, and just have faith that somehow, things will work out. If there's anything, whatever's troubling you, just, work on that and have faith, and a walk outside does wonders.
Sure does. That is some sound advice. All right, Frankie. Thank you so much for joining us today and going through all of that and sharing your knowledge that you've accumulated over the years and expertise. We really appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate you and what you're doing and the opportunity to have gotten to share this. So thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you again for joining us. And if you like what we're doing with the entrepreneurial hierarchy of needs and want to show your support, the best way to show some love is to subscribe and leave us an honest review. We also have a Facebook group where we continue these types of conversations and so much more for all of our continued growth. I can't wait to see you in there.